Yeah.
BAFTA tells non-binary stars you must choose actor or actress. Pick a side. This is from the Daily Mail. And BAFTA, of course, is the British version of the Oscars. Okay. I think this story is really interesting. So if you would, Alan, get us caught up on the story.
Yes. All right. BAFTA has dealt a blow to non-binary performers, deciding after spending 2 years debating the thorny question of gendered acting categories, the award nominees will have to pick a side and choose whether they want to compete as actors or actresses. The announcement places non-binary performers like Emma Corrin, Emma Darcy, and Bella Ramsey in a tricky position. Revised guidelines released last week says that film producers must confirm the gender/gender identity of each candidate for nomination. A source adds, it is up to the entrant which category they enter into. Following the decision in 2022 by their music counterparts, the Brit Awards, to go gender neutral, BAFTA revealed that they are engaged in proactive and thoughtful consultation on the subject of gendered acting categories, and we're speaking to sector peers, industry stakeholders, and experts. And then obviously they chose to just stay with tradition.
Okay, now this is, I find this fascinating. We just finished the Olympics, and there was a lot of controversy about, the women's boxing, where it seemed very clear that there were people who were non-women participating in the Olympics women's boxing category.
Well, let's be clear. Just because you have an XY chromosome, heightened testosterone levels, and an Adam's apple, that doesn't necessarily make you a man.
Well, I feel like that is just the beginning of that controversy, but it's caused a lot of. I mean, I go by common sense. I feel like you can live your life how you are, but however you were born, that's the box you're in. Now, how you choose to live your life and whatever, or clothes you wear, do whatever you want. I don't care. You're an adult. I don't care. Let your freak flag fly. But when it comes to this, I feel like you got to pick a side. Now, what is going to happen? They mentioned certain people like Emma Darcy, Bella Ramsey. They identify as non-binary. Gonna guess maybe they just put themselves in the actress category. Alan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, common sense. Come on, folks. Just pick the gender you were assigned. Do I necessarily want to go into a rant here? But I remember all my life always being told, you didn't have a choice of the body you were given, and you weren't given a choice of the family you're a part of. And it's these things that you accept about yourself. And once you're able to accept it about yourself, you become more of a whole person and can kind of deal with the rest of your life. Just accept who you are and be proud of who you are. I just find it, soul crushing that we're having this conversation. There's so many issues when you create a third category that people just can just drop themselves into. Because the reality is, when you create this third category, this gender neutral category, there's this subtle implication that you're not as good as you think you are.
Would you like to go on a rant?
No. Yeah, I mean, look, the only reason I waver is because I have friends who are in these situations. I have non-binary friends. I have friends who have been trans since I met them and have become trans since I've known them, and I love them dearly. They're legitimately my friends, but it just seems like we're just bending over backwards to accommodate people's feelings, and It's just there's this. We're just making complex things out of simple things, and
is the solution just to create a third category?
well, you create a third category, you have to create a fourth category. Look, there are 30 genders, right? So there should be then 30 categories. And
there should be 30 categories. We should have lots of awards.
Mm-hmm.
Should we?
I think so. Yeah, let's do that. Because quite frankly, award shows aren't long enough. And
right. Well, where this may be going is there's just best actor, male, female, whatever. There'll be one category.
Yeah, 1 or 1,000, either way. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that bothers me the most, and it's the fact that we can't have this conversation, that we can't talk about this without being described as a transphobe, a homophobe, anti this, anti that. This is the problem: is we cannot have this conversation, because if we're ever to solve this problem, we have to have the conversation. We have to make tough choices. Things have to be said that are, quite frankly, common sense, and we have to say things that we have been saying for the last thousands of years, but we can't for some stupid reason, because this is, if we get into the other story, this is exactly what's going on here. We can't have civil conversations anymore. And I remember saying this back in the early 2000s during the Obama McCain election, is we've lost the ability to debate. We've lost the ability to say what we feel and respect a person for saying it, and either having it challenged and deemed right or having it challenged and deemed wrong. And this is my frustration with where we've come as a society because of that.
Well, Alan, I think you did great. You answered all the questions.
Yeah, I'm running for president.
The LA mayor wants better production tax incentives as more and more productions leave LA. The mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is asking for more production incentives. I mean, I'll tell you this, just from people I know. I have friends who work in production, who work below the line, right? Lighting, sound, everyone, we've done a lot of stories about this. Everyone is hurting for work. It is sad what's happening in LA. We did a story a few weeks ago about people just leaving LA because there's no film production work. This is a step in the right direction, because the reason so many productions have fled to Canada or Atlanta, whatnot, or other states
and other countries, for crying out loud.
Other countries, is because of tax incentives. You double your money, you double your production. You get more for your money. You spend this locally, the state will match that money or give you incentives so your money goes further somewhere else. And it is expensive to live in LA, much less date in LA. So let me just say, I haven't been super impressed with Karen Bass. This is one thing she's doing that might help. Alan, maybe you want to read this and give us your quick thoughts.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure she'll be for no tax on tips pretty soon. How LA Mayor Karen Bass and the film industry pros intend to put pressure on California for better production tax incentives. In producing Scott Cooper's upcoming Bruce Springsteen biopic, Deliver Me From Nowhere, starring Jeremy Allen White, producer Ellen Goldsmith Vane was met with a problem. Obviously, the film would shoot mostly in Springsteen's native New Jersey, but they also wanted to shoot some in Los Angeles. The New Jersey, though, had dedicated up to $750 million to get movies to film in the state. California offers less than half that. Their options were limited and their choices were clear. We shoot a very short period of time in Los Angeles, largely because of the expense to shoot there. We shoot we can't get a tax credit in there. There's just no incentive for us to do it. It makes it very difficult for filmmakers to. So we are shooting in another state. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Let's see.
That's all we need
Yeah.
to hear. I mean, I see the numbers on here. Filming in the city, leave it there for a sec. Filming in the city has declined by 12.4% compared to the second quarter of 2023 and 33.4%. It's dipping. I mean, she wants it. Can she make it happen? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much power she has when it comes to Sacramento, but I mean, this is a state thing.
Well, they're finally cleaning up the homeless. Did you notice that? All the encampments are being cleaned up.
Yeah, good for you, Gavin Newsom.
Yes. In an election year, now we're finally going to do something.